Let's start, please, because we had to go for tacos with you, man. Hi, guys, and welcome back to our podcast, Straight No Chaser. It's a conversation between us, friends, unfiltered, not diluted, straight, without any form of chaser whatsoever, just like we do it in our group chat. We are bringing it to you live. For those of you who have not heard about us before, please follow us on Instagram at straightnochaser.podcast. The link in our bio will send you to our anchor page that will show you our first episode, which was Booze, Bush, and Breakthroughs, right? That was the name of it, right?
Yeah.
Booze, Bush, and Breakthroughs, which is our introduction to what we're going to be doing on this podcast. It's available on Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And I'm just going to reintroduce us. I am Giselle. I'll be your moderator for this episode. We also have B. Hi, B.
What's up?
We have Rohan.
Hi.
We have Ayana.
Good night, Queen Spa.
Bye.
And not with us today, but definitely a part of our team. We have Kemi, Sabrina Smugsfit, and Dr. Amanda. They would have loved to be here tonight, but unfortunately, their schedule did not allow for it. Right. So that is us in a nutshell. Go and check out the other podcasts and then come back to this, right? Now, the thing that we do first, we take a shot together. So if you don't have one, you could pause us, boop, go and organize your business and come back.
You
We
should have a
don't have
pause
to pause.
face.
Right? You all have your shot?
I do.
Anna looks
Okay.
like she's contemplating her entire life right now with this shot.
Me?
Well, what are we shotting to?
I'm off tomorrow.
I have some pink gin. What
I
is it?
have, I, she says she off tomorrow.
I had to take a whole day off, the day of and the day after, because y'all know.
Her
Yeah.
sleeping tent.
You know what? I'm going to take a shot because
And I still
I don't have a day off. This is Campari. You also so a great
Cheers.
second episode.
Woo,
Cheers.
cheers.
What are you drinking?
Ooh, tequila.
I couldn't do that with you today.
Y'all know I can't do tequila. Ooh, it's the only.
I would have, but I don't have it. All I have is Campari.
That would cause problems. I wouldn't be
Ooh.
where I am right now.
It's good I staying home or wait, going Taco Tuesdays after this. So sticking with the
Yeah.
theme.
Yeah, I real want to have tequila so that I don't have to be home. But that's a different conversation totally. So guys, the first thing we're gonna do, let's talk about what we thought of episode number 1.
I don't know. I was really excited to just do it. Like we've been talking about it for so long, you know? So it was like exciting to just like put the content out there and just have y'all be introduced to like our wild side, because I feel a lot of people know our business and our school selves, personas, but like people don't know the batshit crazy shit that we be about half the time.
I feel that's incorrect.
I don't feel like that's accurate at all. I am a
I
professional.
feel like I'm gonna need a whole podcast so people know I actually have a job.
I mean,
People,
Yo,
go ahead.
I was saying, I was super excited. I know we had like a little delay, but as with anything technology wise, we, some things that we didn't expect. But I think like Friday in our group chat, like just kind of going off on counting down to the launch that we did and was super excited. We've gotten some great feedback, and you all know me, I'm very analytical. So I've been looking at the numbers and all the listeners. It's kind of nice to see your little reporting dashboard. So super excited.
That's good. I got like a lot of feedback too, where people were just like, "Y'all so silly." Somebody was so taken with Ayana's story. They were like, "Nah, that can't be real." And I was like, "Yeah, that's my friend. So we get into these things sometimes, but they loved it."
Pick up that story because Giselle, you got that story the next morning.
I did. I very did. And I very laughed the same way too. I very laughed.
She
I
got
laughed
my
the same way.
version. She got the gentleman's version, and he was traumatized.
Oh, she got you and Levi's rendition. I love it.
Levi was worried.
I mean, yeah, it would make sense.
It would make sense. It would make sense. And just before we go on, if I don't do this, my very, very, very best friend in Barbados would never speak to me again. Vivian, big up you, right?
Vivian.
Big up you, big up you. She was very upset. So I didn't big up, so I big up now. That's a celebration thing. That's there for you, sweet.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Right. So now we're going to get into our fishbowl. I think that this is now our thing. We're going to start our podcast off with some stories. Now we're in October, and as much as I don't personally celebrate the whole thing of Halloween, it's a universal thing now. It's a
Well, you just
worldwide
wear
thing.
black every day anyway, so.
What I mean?
I
What
love
I mean?
Halloween. I
What
just
I mean?
dress up.
Halloween colors. I say.
Yeah, so what better way, right, to like talk about, be in the spooky season than talk about dating.
Yeah.
Oh
Dating.
gosh.
That is one of the scariest things on the face of the earth. Honest to God. So what we did was we told some of our most horrific dating stories, whether it be funny or actually traumatizing. We put them in a bowl, our fish bowl. And so what we're gonna do is we are going to read it. I'm gonna read it out. We're gonna give our little 2 cents on it, and the writer is going to identify themselves and add details if they so desire. If they don't want to add no more details, then that's on them. It's understandable because dating is hell and it's the ghetto. Anyway, so first story. This makes sense. It said ended up on a double date with his parents.
What?
Like,
Is this
Oh.
one of us?
I saw it. It was,
Well, I
it was
feel
in
that's
one for the
wow.
crew.
Is it because of you?
It's
Yeah,
not
I
me.
mean, it was me. It was me. I mean, mind you, this was a first date. I mean, because let's take it back a step. Y'all know I'm a family person. I love family. Half the times that Daryl and I have been on dates, it's always been with our friends and our family too. But this particular situation was, a little time post divorce, and I decided to try my luck at online dating on eHarmony. And I feel like I'm aging myself now because I don't think any of our viewers will know what eHarmony is now. So
At least it's not
before
bad.
Tinder, before all that. So went on eHarmony, ended up meeting an Indian gentleman, super nice. We hit it off, messaging and stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, let's go to, I even forget the restaurant, but he said, let's meet up for dinner, so on. And I said, great. And he actually messaged me and said, hey, some of my friends might come join for a drink. For me, I actually thought that was great because y'all know I'd be awkward on one-on-one things sometimes. So I was like, perfect buffer. Otherwise I was looking for an escape route. Anywho, get there. We get there, we sit down, and I'm wondering, why did they sit us at a table of 4? Lo and behold, his parents show up, but he didn't introduce them as that. They just came. So I thought, oh, these are the friends. They're going to stop by, say hi, go to their table. It ended up being his parents. My parents taught me to be respectful of elderly, yeah? So I could not leave that table. And it just turned into like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. So-and-so has told us so much about you. I was like, okay, this is great. Again, it's the first date. And then in typical, unfortunately, it happens like in a typical Indian manner. What do you do for a living? How long ago did you get divorced? So it was just a very awkward dinner. And I think he really enjoyed it. I don't think he realized how awkward it was for me. And I did not call him back after that. I did message him. I was like, lovely dinner. Thank you. But I don't think this is me right now. I'm not ready to date, as I use that as my scapegoat. But so yeah, just imagine sitting and on a table getting grilled about like your past life and things that you're doing. And they're thinking that it's like healthy questions to ask. It was just no.
Yeah, but for real, like imagine meeting the parents on the first date though.
Oh, can
Like-
I ask how old this gentleman was?
This gentleman was 2 years younger than me. So at that time, I believe 27. Yeah.
27?
But I feel like that's a red flag. Like I don't know. That was just me.
But in the culture, like it's like normal for parents to kind of be like trying to find you a wife.
Yeah,
Trying to find you a husband.
absolutely.
So, like, I think to him it was like my parents are just trying to find me a wifey.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I'm
He
just
was
like,
the one on eHarmony though.
huh?
It was him on eHarmony though.
I mean, you know, that's a great question. I never asked because I do know that like some parents will put their own son's profile.
Were you
Mm.
texting his mom the whole time?
Oh my God.
Did you say
I mean, we
anything?
didn't do anything weird. No, we didn't. We did not say anything. I didn't do anything like, you know, risque, but
Nah,
oh
for
my
me,
God.
the weird part is saying some of my friends might pass through and your friends
Right.
end up
Okay.
being your
So
parents.
exactly.
You're a
Y'all know
liar.
communication
Maybe
is
those are
key.
his friends.
Huh? Maybe those are his
Oh,
friends.
His-
No,
okay.
but I mean, still, yeah. He could have said, AKA my parents.
He should have.
Like,
But
Because
maybe
like one, you're a liar, and two, that's a major red flag if those are like your friends that you say you want to come out for a drink with my date with.
and
Like,
then you just surprise me with your parents.
the
yeah.
man's probably just be going and have wild Friday nights with mommy and daddy.
I mean, I've had.
I mean,
wild-
I do that right now with mom and dad. So I guess, but I'm like almost 40 at this point. So
Stop this immediately. And with that, we go back into the bowl. Next story. Oh, I'm excited. Oh, it says, after spending an afternoon together, I got a lovely text from him, but it was meant for someone else. He apparently bought them a puppy.
Yeah, is that you?
Jiz, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Giselle, that was you?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
Now,
Oh
let me
no.
just say that there are very few stories that y'all don't know. So I had to go back, like back, pre-man back to get this story. And when I remembered it, I was like, hey, they ain't been shit for a long time. So I was home on vacation. So I was in Trinidad on vacation because I was in school. And I had reconnected with this guy that I knew when I was much younger. So, you know, we were chilling and stuff and ting. So I can't remember where we went. I'm not sure if he was by me, if I was by him or whatever, but we were chilling. And after that, no, it wasn't anything serious. And I knew this, right? So I was cool. So after the evening or the afternoon that we spent on thing, my boy on his way home, driving home or whatever. So I get a text message. So you know, I pick up my phone and I was like, I get a nice text message, boy. Can't tell you what it said word for word, really and truly. But when I was reading it, my face went from to okay, this is definitely not meant for me. And so I paused and I was like, you know what? This ain't it. This ain't it. When he realized, because we had a mutual friend. Now I don't remember if I messaged her and I told her about it first, or if he did first. When he realized what he did, he called her one time and was like, yo, I sent this text to the thing. It wasn't meant for Giselle to saying blah 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 da 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 da. So either I called her or she called me after she received that phone call. And she was like, so, and I was like, yeah. She definitely called me then. I was like, yeah, I know the text wasn't meant for me. It is what it is. I'm going back to school anyway. But mom, let me tell you what, that you see that first minute after reading that text and I see something and about the puppy for us, pronoun usage. I was like, and I was just like, yo, these niggas ain't shit. These niggas ain't shit. However, I knew that he was an ain't shit nigga. So I really, at the time, did not take it as hard as I would have. Because I was just like, all right, Gucci, no problem. Nice. Yeah, good. And he called me after and he was like, I was like, no even bother to it's cool. I know what it is. I know what it is. I hope you and your puppy and the girl have a real good time.
That's so sad. What did he call the puppy?
I don't know, but the puppy was real
This
nice.
girl's
Like,
interested about the puppy.
nah, because the puppy was real cute. The puppy was real cute.
Bye.
I am very sure that I went over there sometime after and was playing with the puppy too. Very sure. Very sure. But from all
Wow.
then, I knew that niggas ain't shit. How you will spend a day with me and then take after the wrong,
And get
at
a
least
puppy.
get at
I hope
least.
you call the dog Junior.
Mm,
Good night, everybody.
I coming off video.
I'm gone. Bye. Podcast
yeah,
over.
but you know, I was
Oh,
really
the screen's
glad that
freezing.
I was real glad that I was in the space I was in at the time because that would have real hurt my feelings then. It would have real hurt my feelings.
I
Like,
am like
but it
shook.
did not. If you see my open phone, I tell her, this is my voice when I'm looking at it nicely, and then us a puppy. Okay. Yeah. So
I
that was
just-
me. That was me.
These men are nothing but consistent, you know.
Nothing but because I'm a brethren
Consistent shit.
to
I
this
just can't.
day. I'm a brethren to this day. He not on social media, so you wouldn't see this because he will remember and he will tell me something. But
Let me get his email address.
Consistent. Consistent. That word came up for me earlier today.
Consistency.
They're consistent.
consistently shitty sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyway, not my problem. Next on the list of things, I was the third wheel and didn't even know it. Classic shit.
That wasn't me.
From Rohan Face, I know that is Ayana.
From Mayana's piece.
Every time you say anything, though. Yeah.
That was back in the days, back when I lived in Hope. I mean, I still live in Hope. Not to be confused with Hope City. Like emotional hope. So you give people a chance. And so, yeah, we used to be liming the guy that I was checking. And we'll, later we'll go into what check-in means for our non-Grenadian listeners or non-Caribbean listeners, I should say. But yeah, me and him was checking, and we had like a friend that we used to link up with to make like a alignment thing, and whoever, we were all cool and stuff. And sometimes she used to call and be like, what y'all doing? I miss y'all, let's link up and stuff. And yeah, we used to like link and lime and thing. And me not knowing that after I leave, she used to be coming over. So, I was not in as much thing as I thought I was in. I was the friend and didn't know it. I mean, or maybe I was in a throuple and didn't know it. I mean, actually, no. It wasn't even that, because me and she didn't have nothing. So it was...
Yeah, we're both in a relationship.
Let me just say, it really hurt my feelings, because to realize that man is dog is not a shock.
It's when the girls do it to you.
But it's when you realize that bitches is bitches.
Yo.
Listen. That shit does break your heart. It's because it is really be...
But listen, women can be just as shitty too.
Not even just that shitty. I find sometimes we could be worse. Unfortunately, we do it to each other. Jeez.
Yeah.
Because me and she was real cool. And we liming and thing, and she linking me. Just trying to figure out who these people are. She linking me, we linking him. She linking us, or I linking them. Not knowing that these two people actively, I could say fucking, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, you can't.
These people are doing the horizontal shuffle.
Shuffle.
Actively.
The chunky monkey, yo. God damn it.
No. So anyway.
Is there a vertical shuffle? No.
Yes.
I mean, of course you could do this.
True.
The hand movements, yo, bro.
Yeah.
Please.
sorry.
I mean,
I'm
and if
sorry,
you
I'm
like
sorry.
Bacchus, you could do a combination of the two.
Hey, yo, Jizzy, that's you, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And that's some
Nah.
shit. When you think that you and a female are cool and y'all's just friends, y'all, and guys who deal with your,
If I remember
because
correctly, didn't you used to like help her through shit?
I thought was my man, but wasn't.
But didn't you used to like help her through her things? If I'm remembering correctly.
Me and she used to talk, yeah, and she's the kind of person that would like link you, and it's very engaging, and I liked
Roy, you
her.
look like your camera freeze, eh? Close that mouth.
I liked her, and yeah,
Damn.
and yeah. So that was a
Yans,
lesson learned. That was a lesson learned, yeah.
I can see on your
Follow
face
up,
that it
actually,
really
yeah.
hit
So
you.
let me tell you, the story gets better, and y'all know my stories always have a part 2.
Cannot.
Plot twist.
Time
Plot
ladder,
twist.
Twist.
Where's the popcorn?
This is how I found out. This is how I found out that these two people were actually dealing with each other.
The giggle.
Who's that?
So the young man needed to check his Facebook messages and used my phone.
Yeah, cool,
Jesus.
cool.
Right?
And then
No, and to men's credit, they've come a long way, and they've gotten a long, they've gotten a lot better. They've come a long way. And also, as technology has improved, and we've discovered things like clearing your browser and checking all the places that you're logged into and making sure you're not signed into any. So before mans got smart, they were less, we're not here to bash men.
They're a bit more challenged. We
Yeah.
could say challenged.
Yeah. So he logged into my browser. He used my phone. He logged into Facebook and closed the browser, but didn't sign out.
Okay.
So
He looking to get catch.
no, I think I went to Facebook and realized that he was logged in. So it just automatically logged him back in, and then notifications started coming in. And so I basically sat down and observed a live conversation between the two individuals.
Oh no.
One which they basically, I guess, confessed their love for each other. Like, yeah, and
It's like you're watching a TV show.
yo,
My
my poor little heart.
Yes, your poor little heart for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
still on these streets, because it is really be going back and jumping in like I never jumped in before. That's my
your heart wants to love.
My heart wants to love, and that's it. Yeah, I always give people 100% chance. You always have to give 100% chance. You always have to risk. You have to risk it all every time. But your heart does break. Your heart, you just risk it all 10 times, and your heart does break 9 out of 10. But you just have to risk it all in the hopes that that one day.
Yeah.
And that's how I found out, and that was that. And
I
I
will,
never
sir.
said anything. I said nothing to them. I hung out with them one more time after that, just to observe, knowing what I know, and just like observing, noting.
You pulled up Veronica Mars. Okay.
And then that's it. I just stopped. That was it. I was out.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
I am sorry that I was experience with these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that is part of it,
All that, plenty things.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this one is the last one, and obviously it's Rohan's. I had to edit it down to a shorter version. You're gonna tell the longer one.
Oh,
So it says, went on a date with the captain of ocean crime ship.
Oh Lord.
I can't.
How was you?
Yeah. He
But a young Twisted Road is beyond.
showed me around the ship. We went into a room. I left the door open, but he closed it and kept trying to get me to go there. I'm looking down.
What is dar?
There.
Uh-huh.
There. Down
You
there.
know, the man, the legend, but there was no legend.
Ooh, go down
Ooh.
there. Why not go down there? Ooh, go down
So like my
there.
story is like not as funny. Like I find humor in it, but like it's just my dating experience, which is why when I say men ain't shit, I have like a vast experience of things that are funny and like scary that like, you know, come together. But so this guy, we met on Tinder. The first time I met him, I made sure my guy best friend like was at the bar with us. Like he was sitting on another seat, but he was like there. Cause I was like, I'm scared, bro. This man from Trinidad, like afraid. Sorry. Love you. Anyway, so we went on a second date, but we went with a friend of mine and his friend, and they were on a date. We were on a date. So it was a cute little double date sitch. We're both like quiet people, so they were like lulls, but he was still really nice. And he when I dropped him off, he wanted to show me around the ship because he was like a guardian of the galaxy in the ocean. I don't know, whatever. Some captain or something. So
Guardian of the Galaxy.
I
We'll
don't
talk
know.
about this after. Yeah.
He was literally a captain of something because he took me to a boat. I don't know. Anyways, so brings me to the boat and he's like showing me around and stuff. And then he's like, let me show you my room. So his room is like to the front, kind of. So we go in and this heavy ass door, I'm like trying to leave it open because I'm like, ain't nobody trying to be in an enclosed room with these motherfuckers, to be really honest. I'm not about it. He's like 6 foot something, way taller than me, way stronger than me. Like, I don't want to do it. He closes the door. So I'm just like, exit strategy in my head. I'm like, okay, what do I go along with? What do I like say I'm not doing? Like, you know, just to know that I'm getting out of here the way I walked in, you know? So he like starts kissing me and I'm like, well, this is like where it's going. Like, this is it. Like, I'm not doing anything more. I don't want to, you know, like, I don't know you like that. And like, I'm getting to know you and I think you're a really nice guy, but like, I don't want to do anything more. He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Then pants start coming off. And I'm like, no, like for real, no, thank you. And then he puts me on his little ass cot. Like when I tell you little, like my ass is big. So like it was like peace off. I was like, bro, no, thank you. But anyway, pulls his ding-a-lang out. And he's like, oh, well, just give me head. And I'm like, no, thank you.
He said what?
Give me head. So I was like, no, thank you. I'm good. But like, you know, like we can kiss. And he's like, oh, give me questions.
No. I'm just what?
So he's like, okay, well, you can give me a hand job. And I was like, all right, this would be like the only thing that I'm willing to do that I know that I can leave after this. No big deal. So I'm giving him like the lamest hand job of life. I'm just there, like, please, Lord, let me get out of here like untouched.
You touched it?
I had to, because I was like, you know, when you have to like think of like
Ayana's face.
plan. So I'm just like, oh, escape plan. This is my escape plan. Just do it and leave.
Pity honey?
Huh?
Pity honey?
Yeah. No, it was more like save your life, honey. You know, like, because you don't know. You know, you really don't know. So I'm just like, okay, doing this, whatever. And then like he has his little party. And I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, I really need to go now. But anyway, the only thing that got me through it was the fact that he moaned louder than me than I ever would have in my life. Like his pitch was like too far up. I was like, even if I could look past this, that high pitched moan was just upsetting my life. Ew.
Did he go?
But I mean, it sounds like, you know,
Sounded like Mariah Carey.
I'm seeing a silver lining. It also sounds like when you are not putting in effort, you give excellent hand jobs. So, you know, cheers to you.
Thank you. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, can you?
Unfortunately.
Clink,
Oh
clink.
my gosh, that's horrible. That's like,
No, that's
you're right. That's not
horrible.
even funny. That's just horrible.
It's
Like
not.
how
Yeah, like
At
I
least
people,
she ended it by saying, at least now I can ha about it. But that not funny then. Like,
at
and
all. Like
force
I'm
Have
just
you
anybody.
feel like
been in situations where you've had to, where where you felt like you've had to
do
do something with
something.
someone just out of like some sort of obligation? I mean, I felt like that. There was a time when I felt like that, and it wasn't too long ago. And it's a very scary feeling when you feel like you would not be able to say no in a situation, when you feel like the only way for me to be able to like get out of this without conflict, without, looking crazy, or without, upsetting this person, just to like appease the situation, I have to be willing to do something. Have you ever felt that way? It's
yeah,
such a scary thing because you
Yeah.
feel like you feel like you're this badass bitch and you can handle yourself, and then you get into those situations and you realize how helpless you can feel, how
absolutely.
totally vulnerable, and how sometimes you lose your voice, and it's so hard to say no, or even you find that you say no, and all of a sudden there's no more bass, all the big manism just gone, you just can't say yo
It's hard.
no.
Like it's hard. It's really tough and it's very scary because it's like, yeah, you speak about like being scared to say anything or you feel like you kind of lost your voice, but like you basically have to think of, am I gonna leave here with my life? And like that's something that's so scary that men don't think about. You know what I mean? They're always like, oh, well, you can say no. Like, no, like I'm actually afraid of
say.
saying no. You know what I
There
mean?
is there's even like couple not couple times, but there have been situations that I've heard of, and I've been in couple myself, where you reach to a certain point and you're almost certain like that's what you want to do,
Mhm.
and then you're like, this isn't what I want to do. But then you've already gone this far.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've heard the narrative of, yeah, but you reached this far, like how you could say no now, what a man
Mhm.
supposed
Yeah,
to do, blah, 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 blah. And so you're there and you're like, I might as well.
yeah.
You
You
understand?
do it
Like
just because,
you thought that that's what you wanted. I mean, your mind can change.
Of
And then
course.
right?
you're in the middle and then you're like, I don't, this is not what I want. Like,
Hmm.
I just don't feel good about it. And then it's like, I just,
And you should feel free to like say no at whatever point that you're no longer comfortable and be able to leave without thinking,
Yeah.
shit, am I
But
gonna like
somehow,
be
you
here
know,
together?
somehow you know that their version of the story is gonna bear more weight than your version of the story.
yeah, ho.
Always gonna be she a hoe or she
Or she a
crazy. But
tease, or she,
she crazy. She that one is a psych like
Yeah,
That tease would done. That tease would.
yo.
yeah.
That tease would.
It's
That tease would. I feel
it
like we could always like come back to like more of this because I feel
yeah.
like this part is
This is
like
heavy.
yeah, this is really heavy.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking that we could take a break from this for just a little while.
We
Rehydrate a little bit,
I've been hydrated,
rehydrate.
girl.
She
But
been sipping, sipping.
oh I've been
I've
raw and
been
I've been
sipping as
drinking.
well, yeah.
Been drinking. I'm drinking
But also,
water.
Oh,
oh,
I'm
I not
drinking
doing
rum and
that.
coke.
I'm drinking wine,
Wait.
wine. But what we have coming up next, though, we got some listeners to tell their stories.
I'm so
Oh,
excited for this.
I
I
can't.
am very excited as well. We are taking dating horror stories from our listeners. Some of y'all were so nice. I know I bullied a few of you to do it, but you are so nice to just like respond to our stories and add your little horror stories so that you could be part of our interaction too. These are anonymous, guys. I do not know who sent what. I am just going to read it as they sent it, please, with a little bit of, explanation. All right. So, story number one. I have two, but I think this one's worse. So this guy I was talking to for a while asked me out, and I said, sure. We went on a couple dates and whatever. By the way, I asked, are you single? Because I want nobody come message me or call my phone telling me to leave their man alone. Anywho, we were chilling and this girl walks up behind us. So I watched she like, WTF going on with you, sis? This man with his short, ugly ass go shoot up and tell the woman I'm his cousin. I just get up and walk
No
off.
way.
As y'all just say, man is dog.
Wow.
Because
No. I want to know what came of that. What happened? Did she beat him? Did she just left it on a cliffhanger?
Him. That's why I want to know. Did his
Oh, that
girlfriend
one
beat
too.
That my cousin.
Or if like they both beat him. That would be better.
him? Little
Nah,
gang-
sis look like she go because
She
she would have
rolled,
beat
yeah, she
him. Yeah,
rolled.
she rolled.
What? Imagine someone calling you their cousin.
in front of your face.
I would have turned around and
In
say,
your
yes,
face.
cousin
In your
was
face.
the mother.
For those listening, everybody mouth just open, eh? Everybody mouth just
Because
open.
cousin who? Yes, his mother. His mother, my mother's sister.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh. That's
All
that's
right.
crazy. That's ridiculous.
Y'all ready for story number 2?
Mhm.
This is my favorite intro ever. So boom, having dinner.
That goes up there with So Here Na.
Story.
That goes up with So Here Na. So Here
It
Na
goes
and So
there, yeah.
Boom.
So here now and so boom. Right, so boom, having dinner night went pretty well, dropping me off at my home. He parks up and like some sort of spawn of Spider-Man climbs over his chair onto mine on top of me. So while
The arachnid.
an arachnid. Like a spawn of Spider-Man. Whoever write this, big up you.
Big up.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Oh, she said to wildly try to kiss me. It was so intrusive and odd as hell. Why and how could he have thought that that was normal?
Or
So
okay. Like what?
he didn't
Oh,
even
hold on.
lean
This is
over.
taking. Can this person come to the show? Because I have questions. Was this in front of the house?
He drops me off. He parks up. Yeah, he dropping me off at my house. He
Mm.
parks up and like some sort of spawn of Spider-Man.
So just in the road, just so in front the house? What?
Mhm.
So he climbed up on top of her.
I
climb
don't
over, he
understand.
climb
The burger in
over.
a back road?
No, I don't understand why people think that's okay. Like, read the room, bro. Like, read the room.
He
Like,
climb over. He climb over and go on
No,
top
my
of me.
thing is he could have been a gentleman and brought her in a back road. You go park up in
No.
front of my house,
Oh, in a
Bye.
climb over the fence.
Yes, they could have go behind the airport.
Wait, oh, mommy.
They. I mean, we will come back to that, Rohan. But yes, they could have gone behind the airport. But that's assuming this person is even in Grenada. That's so boom. That's so boom song like Trinidad. I will say.
That
That's
sounds
so
like
boom.
somebody
Yeah.
from your
So they
friend.
decided to do that in the Trinidad road.
Yes, they
Yeah.
can. Hey,
But
hey.
like, you know, be polite and be like, would you like the evening to go on? Or would you like to, go home?
Or
May I
just
open my
ask,
door? May I lean over?
excuse me, miss, would you like my cocos to rockus?
oh
Bye.
my God.
Good.
Bye,
End
Ayana.
the call.
And that is the end of the show. Listen, Giselle like has left.
Yes, I know.
She's like, I'm not in this universe with y'all. Caucus my raucous?
me?
What?
If you would like my cock, would you like? Is it okay if my cockers could rock us?
Would you like my cocos to rockus?
Would you
Oh
like
my
my cockers
God.
to rock us?
No.
Okay. I am
Listen,
saying that man soon.
If I see that anywhere on the internet,
You know it's from here.
please
Amen,
tag me.
amen, amen. I will definitely do that. All right. Story number 3 is a little bit long. So I'll try to go through as quickly as possible, but there are multiple red flags in this one. All right. So in an attempt to put myself out there, she put this in air quotes, I decided to create a Tinder profile. After a few swipes and the mandatory smalls, I decided to meet up with a match. Smalls is small talk for anybody who does not understand that, right? The plan was to go out to dinner, keep it casual and cute. First red flag, the guy came to pick me up, and let's just say camera angles are liars. The dude was way shorter than me. That way, sorry. The dude was way shorter than he looked in his pic. I was taller than him and I'm 5'3".
Red
Next
flag.
red flag, when I asked where we were going to eat, he suggested Pizza Hut. And to make it worse, he said he didn't want anything to eat and just ordered a personal pan pizza for me,
Red flag.
right? So like, why? Anyway, moving on. So naturally, I asked where he wanted to sit, and he was like, "Oh, we could go back to my place." Red flag number 3. Get to his apartment, and we go to his room.
Wait,
and
can
sit
we
on-
drink every time we meet a red flag?
We definitely can.
Yeah, where's my bottle?
So I'll just drink it.
So 3 so far, eh? So catch up.
I'll just drink whatever's in my glass.
Nothing.
Rohan, there's nothing in there. I
Yeah.
don't know who you're trying to fool. You're moving like them man and them that we just talk about, babe. Did
Drink
you buy us
again,
a puppy?
another red flag.
Ayana, did you? Not Ayana, Rohan, did you buy us a puppy?
I did. I sure
Okay.
did.
All right. So we on his bed and we go to his room, sit on his bed to eat. Next thing I know, he leans for a kiss. Sadly,
Totally fucking-
common sense left my body and we ended up doing the nasty. To say it was less than enjoyable is an understatement. He wasn't well endowed, so he tried to overcompensate by thrusting ridiculously hard, which made it more painful than anything. And then
Red
after a few pumps, he was done and fell asleep like he put down a good performance. Been
He fall asleep
there.
in your bed? Or in his
In
bed?
his bed. Anyway, oh, it gets better. After I rolled him off of me because apparently he fell asleep on top of her. After I rolled him off of me, I looked at him in disbelief to see he had his socks and his hat on.
No,
Three
this story is not real. No, no,
That's not a real story.
no.
She find that
That
on
came from
Lifetime or something
Lifetime.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had on his
HBO,
socks and his
Stars.
hat.
Cinemax.
He had on his
Cinemax.
socks and his hat. I'm sorry. He had on his
You-
socks and his hat. Where am I? Yes. Who has sex with a hat on? And it was tilted on his head.
No, no.
Listen,
No, absolutely not.
friend, I really appreciate your submission. I want you to send more stories. However, I am concerned that at this point, realize this man have on a hat.
Dog, the man lie about he height on
He
Tinder.
don't climb up inside you and see the hat.
Literally climb because he's shorter. Anyway,
All she was seeing was probably like forehead and nose. Like when you're
But there's a
probably
whole
because, like,
hat though. How did you not see
the
the
hat was
hat?
probably knocking her in her chest.
Was the hat backwards?
Probably. Maybe it was a fedora.
Oh.
That's
Okay, I'm
even
just
oh,
going.
weird.
Fedora, because
I'm-
then why
I'm
did you
just-
come up with her with
I'm-
it in a
I'm-
fedora?
I'm just gonna continue. Okay.
Finish.
I want
Um,
to ask that person to
and
ask
it
him
was
first.
tilted on his head.
No.
I just woke him up and asked him if he really kept his hat on while he had sex, and he laughed and said he never takes it off. And she has 2 roll eye emojis. I looked at him and said I was ready to go, and he had the audacity to ask if I didn't want another round. No,
Nope.
sir, I
Nope.
don't.
Yeah,
I finally
red.
understand the meaning of cap.
You finally get it.
I get it now. I get it.
Oh my
Cap, I
God.
know cap. No. Just no.
No.
That's why they say no cap.
Big man, he never
Listen.
takes off his caps.
Listen, there's so many things I want to say about the guy.
But
But
I
also-
get what she
Thank you.
Yeah, why did
Thank
she?
you.
sis, yeah,
I appreciate your story.
I feel like she had plenty of exit moments.
Remember, he picked her up. It's not like she could go anywhere.
Okay, so I'll excuse it.
Yeah. Anyway, no, sir, I don't. After I gathered myself and walked out the bedroom door, he turned to me and says, I have to be quiet. As I turned the corner and looked down the stairs, all his roommates are passed out in the living room, which was filled with smoke from all the weed they smoked.
Oh
Needless
God, it was
to
in call.
say,
Oh.
that was the last I spoke to him. Saw him in town months after that experience, again in quotations, and I just waved and walked away.
She waved. I would
She
have had
said,
a hat and tilted for him.
Good day, sir.
listen,
Good day.
listen, right? Voice say, right? If I have to risk my peace of mind, yeah, tell the devil you look, but you ain't find me. It's a big wave, no long talk, no short talk.
Bye.
Keep your physical distance. It's a big wave. Anyway, thank you for that. That was a very enjoyable story. Story number 4 is quite short. It says, had plans to meet to attend a party together. So this is pre-COVID. I purchased my ticket before, which was general section, and he got into VIP section free. He leave me in the party in general, and he partied his life away in the VIP section.
Honestly, would have done the same thing. I cannot blame him because why? He was buying drinks.
You see,
But I mean,
and if
if it's a
somebody do that to
date,
you, if somebody do that
if
to
it's
you,
a date,
you want to long out with ears with the story. No, you can't be like that. You can't be
if
like
it's
that.
a date,
If I
you
went
can't
to a
just be
party and
leaving
I saw
people behind.
Nawantiti in regular and I was in VIP,
They went together. You and Nawantiti not going together. Nawantiti going because of you. You not going with Nawantiti.
listen, y'all heard my first story, eh? Y'all heard my first story,
I
eh?
am
People
so
have different
obsessed.
definitions for together.
No, but I feel like if you invited somebody, I guess we need to know if she was invited. If you invited each other to, let's just go to a fete concert, whatever.
She said we made plans to meet to attend the party together.
Yeah, once you make plans, if you leave me, don't ever talk to me. Lose my number, take it off.
Yeah.
And don't call me.
I feel like
you
I
end
left you in a
jail.
second.
I call in the security and say that man, they don't have no VIP ticket. Lock him up. No.
I guess that's terrible.
It is terrible, but because especially if she went with him and not like she went with him and then her friends were there
And her
as well.
friends, yeah.
Yeah.
When we make plans and you go about your way in VIP and leave me in general, nah, brother.
But I mean, who goes to parties with just 2 people?
I'm trying to be devil's
It
advocate.
may have been a concert.
Me as a female, I could never go to a party with any man
Same.
without having a backup plan. And by backup plan, I mean that I know my friends gonna be there.
I mean,
I
yeah.
haven't been out in years, so I don't know.
We was living it up in August.
With all
Yeah.
you in July.
Not
was
even
home
so
in
far as
August.
August. Just a couple weeks ago, we was outside. Not just a couple weeks ago, you was drunk on 6:30.
Who do that?
She,
Giselle.
yeah.
I'm sorry, your connection is very bad, but I'll go ahead with the next story.
Huh?
The lies.
So this one says, story number 5 says, so I was 23 and singly mingly at
I
SGU.
love it.
Oh, I like
You
that.
know, we be
Singly
lining
mingly.
out all the time as if we didn't have a care in the world. I was at a popular brunch spot one glorious Saturday morning when I made eyes with this smoking hot guy. Adelante de our table. Listen, the fact that she used a little bit of Spanish, I love it. In any case, I assumed that he was a student too. Fair assumption. I continued on with my brunch, and 3 mimosas later, as we were paying the bill, he confidently gets up and approaches me. He asks me out on a date. Excuse me. Ooh, excitedly, what do? I don't know him, but he seems harmless. We exchange digits, and me and my posse giggle and walk away. Flash forward to a few days of messaging back and forth, and he says, let's go on a date Tuesday evening. What a weird day, but I go ahead with the motion. He tells me meet him at a particular marina because he was unable to pick me up. I oblige and I go across. Things were super cute. He was looking fine, I looking fine, all kind of thing. He walks me down to the jetty and it is revealed that he is not a student. He's actually vacationing there on his yacht.
Oh.
At this point, ain't none wrong. We sit on the jetty all close while the sun creeps away and night falls. He was like, I want to show you something magical. He tells me, lower my feet in the water and we both swish them around. Wow. Bioluminescent plankton trace our movements.
Oh.
This sounds romantic.
My girl said, swoon.
Yeah, I would have dropped my phone,
Sha-la-la-la.
honey.
What's that song from Little Mermaid?
Listen.
Sha-la-la-la.
Kiss
Kiss
the
the
girl.
girl.
You know what? At some point in time, Straight No Chaser podcast, I would tell you the time that a few friends of mine in a vehicle with not only us, but additional people of the opposite sex sang that song.
Was
Okay.
I there?
My
You
string.
weren't there.
I wasn't there.
Okay. You weren't
Okay,
there. It
so-
wasn't you.
But how were you there?
I
She was not there.
No,
Okay,
It
so
was
good.
Rohan.
definitely
And the other
Rohan.
two.
You know,
As
I
she's
love
seen.
the Little Mermaid song. Hello.
Yeah. All right, sorry.
Anyway,
Sorry for the
moving on.
interruption.
So she said soon. He said no, sorry, he didn't say. He said he lets me know. She said she lets me know that we're having dinner at the restaurant, and we proceed to head up and have a seat. You all ready for this? The food barely reaches the table, and an older couple with a young girl come by and say, "Hi, son," and small talk about how their trip was excellent. Then they say, "Okay, son, we'll be at the boat." Long story short, homeboy was 17.
Bye.
Oh no.
I
mean, for
no
17, he
romantic
had some, yeah.
17-year-old.
Listen,
He had some good game
I
for
want to
17.
know where he is right now.
Yeah, because he's old enough now.
By now, hopefully, we
But
don't know how
no,
many years
listen,
this
if he
is.
started there at 17, let's hope his heart hasn't been broken since then, because you know,
Oh, 'cause you know he
it will only
big.
take
Oh.
one
Yeah.
heartbreak for these men and them to cave in.
Yes,
It
of
takes
course.
one heartbreak when they're 13 for them to behave the way that they do until
For the rest of their life.
For the
But
rest
she
of their
goes
life,
on to
when I
say,
was 15, my
say,
girlfriend broke my heart.
she goes on to say, I wanted to dead. I did not even eat. I rest down my fork. I went to the bathroom. I called the guy. I was, I had to come for me, and then I
Sis.
left. The end. I swear,
He
he
just
did
never
not
went back?
look 17.
Oh
She
no.
didn't go back.
Oh dang, that's heartbreak right there.
He needs to
That man
submit a horror
damaged.
story. That's it. Yo, that's
he's
it.
the one that broke his heart. I'm sad. He showed her the plantains, bro.
Yo, you know how much
Plankton
damage he
Daddy?
do now?
I never seen that hair.
Oh
That
no.
is really sweet, right?
And that is
sis,
how you end up with the
broken
men.
men.
Hey, look.
Yeah. The other story that came in said I ended up on a date with his boss. That's almost as bad as B ended up on a double date with the
The
parents.
parents.
No, but with that story, is it that he
There
was
was
like
no
catfishing and was like
explanation.
doing something for like trying to set the boss up?
I don't know. There was no explanation. That was just
I
one
feel
line.
like we should need a follow-up from that. But so
There's
listener, if
another
you're listening,
story.
send us a follow-up.
Yeah, if you have the person that said he ended up on a date with his boss, if you have a follow up, please send it to us, DM us on Instagram or something, right? Okay, there's two more. There's one that B sent to me directly. It said, I once went on a date where the guy only talked about sex and about all the sexual partners / threesomes he had the entire time.
Mm.
Who does that?
I mean, I'm not knocking
It's giving me
people's
small.
sexual preferences, right? But it's not something I would bring up on a first date.
I feel
It's
it
not
sounds
gonna
like
bring her date.
he's overcompensating. That's what it
Yeah, I
sounds.
think that he
Yeah,
thought
that's what
that
it felt like.
it would have been she would have been impressed
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah, not something to bring
That
up on
was
a
just
date.
to tell him. That was just, let me tell him. That was just his way of telling her, these are all the people that have enjoyed this mediocre dick. So when you finally get it and you realize how mediocre it is, please refer to my resume.
I don't want no mediocre.
Basically, that's
Mediocre.
how
I
that
don't
was.
want no mediocre. Hey,
It sounds like he had nothing to offer,
Mediocre.
and he was just trying to say, listen, it ain't gonna be good, but also this is all that I did with it, so maybe that should count. You know, like when you have plenty job experience but no skills. That was a bad thing. I'm sorry.
That was a
I
good
feel
one.
like if I just suck a lime straight.
You know the gif of the little wind in the wind.
My favorite one.
Yes. The Michael Jackson one.
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
We have one more. Now, this story came to us since probably July this year. Unfortunately, the teller of the story is no longer with us.
Can
So
we
when
have
she,
like a moment?
we can definitely have a moment for
Because
her.
I remember this story.
Yeah.
It's a
Funny
great
story.
story. And the way that way it was told.
Big up her.
Big up,
Cheers.
big up her
Cheers.
all the way in heaven. Cheers to her. Let's take a drink to her. If you are listening, if you are watching with us, please do cheers to the life of a very, very beautiful soul. Her name is Avi. We love you. And thanks for sharing with us before you left. Cheers.
Thanks,
Mm.
babes.
Now, they already heard the story, so this is really for the viewers and the listeners, right? Now, Avi's been out of a relationship, had been out of a relationship for a while. She decided to put herself out there. For what? I don't know. Anyway, my girl was on Tinder. I believe she met this person on Tinder, and he's living in the country. She living in town. He met her. I think it was a Saturday afternoon or something. He told her they're going on a date. Dress nicely. Now, family, if you're telling a female to dress nicely, she pulling out all the stops, yeah? I
Heels
mean,
come
that's
out.
yeah,
Heels.
yeah, yeah. Some of us. I'll put on my
Yeah.
nicest sneakers.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
You
you
put on-
at the
you
very
put on
least, plain
sandals.
edges.
The edges would be nice.
The
Hair
edges would be
twisted.
nice. Hair twisted like it is tonight. Anyway,
Era action.
my girl got dressed in a beautiful bodycon dress. She showed me the dress, all kind of thing. She told me what the dress looked like, a nice bodycon dress. She had her heels, but because of the hill that she was living on, she wore her sandals to walk down to meet him because asking anybody to come up there for her was a big deal. So she met him down at the bottom of the hill, right? He say he came and he picked her up and they go into the south of the island. You know, that's where all the boss restaurants are, right? So my girl is excited. And I know her already. She shook it. So she was real excited and saying, where did he go? Where did he go in the Grand Dance in George Grenada, West Indies? The KFC drive-through. Not even
Strict her now,
inside the
girl.
KFC.
Sir.
KFC drive-through. So telling me this story, she rocked back. KFC drive-through. So I get a little bit excited because you know me as a KFC girl. And of course, I want to be the devil's advocate. I'm like, well, maybe the plan was to get the capture
And go somewhere
and
romantic.
to go somewhere
No,
romantic, like
That's what I thought when I heard the story. I was
Kamahogany
like, yo,
Park, Kamahogany Park, and you
I
know,
was
sit
excited.
down and
That was sounding like a real nice date. Pick up
it was
something
sounding really nice.
go
No,
somewhere nice.
that wasn't the case. My boy drove up into the drive-through and asked her what she wants. My friend, listen, she said to go home because what you have me dress up for in KFC drive-through? What you have me dress up for in KFC drive-through? No, I told her, well, maybe she paused me right there because no, right? She didn't get anything naturally. He did still order the KFC and went along with the plan. Can anybody guess what that plan was? Anybody want to raise their hand? Let's do school here now. Where did they go? Rohan, where
We
did they
went
go?
to a romantic picnic area.
No,
500, Alex.
no, not for 500. You are wrong. Yes, Ayana.
They went to the area where persons used to quarantine back in the day. The quarantine perk.
No, not to the quarantine park. B, would you like to?
I
Would
feel
you
like
like
just
to
a
guess?
parking lot. Like
They went
IJ
to the
parking
parking
lot.
lot. No, no, not the big parking lot where they have the lights and thing. No,
No.
For the exit.
yes, they pull up in front of the exit, basically.
Oh God.
And my boy opens up his boxes and he's eating. And what does my lovely friend do? She changes her heels, which she put on because, you know, dressed nicely. Changes her heels into her flats and hightails it out of there, never to speak to him again. No, I was saying, you know, maybe that was the first part and then they were going for drinks after and so on. And she was like, nah, fam, like that was it. He come from country, picked me up in town to come to the south of the island to go to KFC's drive-through and told me to dress nicely. I think if he didn't ask her to dress nicely, if he just said, you know, we're just going and chill. and they ended up in KFC drive-through, she would have been okay with
Yeah,
it.
that wouldn't have been a problem at all.
Yeah.
But big up to her for getting up and leaving though, because that is what my girl needed to do before she discovered the hat.
Yeah.
Yes. Hat
Oh,
and
Lord.
socks.
Oh my
And the socks. I wonder what kind of socks they were.
I feel like they were mismatched and like below the ankle. You
And
know
had
what I
a
mean?
hole.
I'm
And
pretty
had
sure
a
they
hole by
like
the big toe.
Hole in the big toe.
A hole in
Yeah.
the
I mean,
big
I'm not
toe.
gonna.
And then-
I can't bash anybody with the hole in their sock. I have holes in my socks all the time. So.
Yeah, but dog,
Oh,
you ain't
those
having
okay.
Be that sure you don't keep them on.
I mean, I feel like before anybody
Put on your
decides
best
that they want to have the segs, they would do all the necessary things.
I am pretty sure that this man had on his best socks.
Well, I hope.
Big up you.
I am
Big
sure
up
that
you,
the
sock
sock
guy.
That,
was
man.
matching the hat too.
The fedora hat.
He definitely had on a fedora.
Yeah.
Please, Lord. Don't let it be a fedora.
We need a follow up.
You understand? Like, guys, if you were the one that told this story and you're listening to us or you're watching us right now and you have any other information, we are invested. Okay?
Very.
We are
I feel like our
very
listeners are
invested.
great storytellers, though.
They very
Oh,
much
yes, I love
are.
it.
So boom.
Yeah.
It was really it for me.
So
I appreciate
boom.
the stories. I wish that we had gotten some stories from guys though, because I know we ain't shit either.
I
But
hit
I
up
think-
some
I
guys for
think
some
we're able
stories.
to finesse our shit a bit better.
Nah, they call us out on our shit. They guys have some stories to tell.
I feel
Because-
like I wish that some of our guy friends had sent in. Next time, maybe we
Yeah,
specifically
just
get
specifically guys, because I did tell a
No.
few.
They hurt for a reason, right?
They do. I did send to a few. So those who did not send, next time we want stories from guys. But we just want to thank those of you who were so brave enough to send us your stories and let us
We
unpack it in our
appreciate
own
you.
little way. We appreciate you.
Thank
This-
you.
The experience probably wasn't so great, but this experience right here, right now,
Fantastic. 10 out of 10 without
top notch, top tier. I think we are going to regroup a little bit, hydrate a little bit for those of us that have been shooting for every red flag that we saw. Gonna have some water, and then we're gonna come back and we are going to discuss what dating actually is and talk about it a little bit. One thing I know for sure, and this is factual, you can see it on the internet, dating in 2021 is the actual ghetto.
Yeah. There's definite sewage in the dating pool.
Yeah.
Definite sewage.
I can't
What did
speak
I
to
post
that.
the other day? There's pee in the dating pool.
There's pee in the dating pool, definitely pee and
in
some
the
sewage.
dating pool. And unfortunately, there is none of that magic coloring that tells you that there's pee in it. So you're just jumping in blind.
Urine all in your eye.
Yeah. You're opening your mouth while you're doing your little.
Ooh.
Wondering why you wake up in the morning with pink eye. Didn't realize you were swimming in shit.
We are talking about dating, right? Halloween, the horror stories and everything, but it actually comes back down to what dating is. I pulled up a definition for dating because I don't know what that is. In Caribbean culture and in the relationship, that was my longest relationship. We both used to say every day, bad man don't date. So we used to lime and we used to chill and we used to hang out. That's exactly what it was. Real talk. And I even joking, and I find nothing wrong with that, right? But a definition for dating that I found on Wikipedia says dating is a stage of romantic relationships practiced in Western societies whereby two people meet socially with the aim of each assessing the other's suitability as a prospective partner in a future intimate relationship.
Okay. Well, that's not what we do in Grenada. We talk we talk or we together.
We talk and then we together in like 5
We
minutes.
talk, we check.
No,
We
we
check for
don't
a
check.
long time. We
Check
check
in.
for a long
I
time.
think what we call check-in is actually dating, but we either talk like talking phase, or you move from the talking phase to the intimate phase, and even when you're intimate, then you're checking.
I guess. I don't know. It's also confusing to be really
Yeah.
honest. Like,
Let me
I
tell
feel
you
like
something
you're
about
either
that.
single or you're together. That's it. And anything in between is fair game.
No, because that's what it is.
That's how it is
That
in
is
the
exactly what it is.
you would be talking to 10 different people, maybe sleeping with one, maybe sleeping with all, but nobody can say shit until you say we together. So it's either you're single or you're together.
Anyway, another definition here from Zeus.com says dating means you're going on dates. I mean, usually in English, you don't use the same word to explain what it means, but dating
But it
means you're
makes
going
sense.
on dates.
And what's
You
the
are
definition for date?
actively getting out there and meeting people and spending time with them. Dating someone means you are seeing somebody specific with the purpose with purpose on a regular basis. You're spending time with a person or persons in hopes of finding a committed relationship.
I mean, I think that's very specific. I feel like you date to get to know someone.
Yeah.
You see if eventually their vibe matches your tribe, you know? So like it I wouldn't say I'm
I
dating just to find a match per
I also
se.
don't think it has to be limited to one person.
Yeah.
I think people get this thing of, well, let me take it back one step. Limited to one person as long as they're, communication there, not just making one person think you only dating them and then you're actually not. But I think there's nothing wrong with dating multiple people at the same time. I think women particularly kind of get the shorter end of the stick that when they do share that they're dating multiple people at a time, they kind of get labeled very differently. I was having a
Oh.
conversation with my friend actually a few weeks ago, and she was saying that she's going on another date, but she doesn't want the person that she's had a date with earlier in the week to know that she's also dating, going on a different date, and because she didn't want to be labeled as such. And I found that so like odd. I was like, first, if you're communicating that you're kind of, in the pool, like in the dating pool, I think that's okay. I think it's very, in my opinion, very abnormal to say, I'm going on this date in hopes that this person is like my future husband, wife, partner, whatever you want to,
Right.
call it. So I don't know. I feel like the world is starting to move away from that, thankfully, but it's still a thing. I think people confuse it, and then people don't communicate. I think that's where it all starts from.
I don't know that people in the Caribbean say dating
I
a
think people
lot.
in the Caribbean say maybe you check in or
We're
you're
talking,
talking.
We're
yeah.
And I
talking.
think in the Caribbean, we tend to get very possessive very quickly. But it also has to do with the fact that a lot of our societies and a lot of our communities are very small. So, at least within the Grenadian context, it is easy to talk to multiple people. It is difficult to be in, to date different people and be intimate with different people at the same time within our community, because it's you have to work really hard if you want to maintain privacy. You know,
Yeah.
it's very difficult to remain private, and then not everyone knows how to disassociate um different types of relationships. So if it is that me and you dated, for example, or we checked and it didn't work out, more than likely this is going to affect how we do business. People tend to be petty when it comes to
Yeah.
these. Or maybe
Yeah.
I dated your brother or some shit, and now it's an issue between us. So I dated your friend, and you heard about what happened. It becomes messy, because also then it's difficult to move from, if it is that you and that person recognize that, okay, this is not working out, how then do you see another person when you're basically moving within the same circles, you're moving within the same friend groups? It becomes very, very tricky, very difficult. So then a lot of people stay in the talking phase for years. A lot of people stay in the secretly having sex phase for years. You somehow get kind of just trapped in this secretly having sex phase because of how complex dating could be here, and the fact that you don't have the ability to say, okay, Johnny, it's not working out, I'm going to see Sam now. Nah, as long as the world knows that you've been dating Johnny, that is it, that Johnny girl, and that's your label from now until kingdom.
Yeah.
So
Unfortunately.
this is my thing, right? You see that word dating is always just throw me off because I will hang out with guys. I have hung out with guys, and when I say that, I hang out with them. I hang out with their friends. I hung out like we hang, like proper hangout. Pick me up on a Saturday and go on Lime and thing, and then come back. But that's the extent of it, though. Like, I mean, interest was probably there, but it never got past just the interest that we had or whatever. There was no, in my case, particularly in any one of them that I could think of, there was no intimacy or anything like that. But we talk all the time. We would hang out. We would spend time together. I mean, that's dating, but also are free to do so with other people as well. And
But
so
I
is
think
he.
that's because of you though, Jiz. I feel like that's because of your personality. Your personality lends to that because you're very good at being platonic. Even with people that you are intimate with, you're able to maintain a boundary where, yeah, um, nah, because you're not the typical girl, right? For example, I'm gonna put myself on blast here. I am not stealth, as Giselle loves to remind me.
Every day.
I don't think of myself as a girly girl, but I'm very feminine,
Okay.
Okay.
but I'm very feminine,
Rohan
but
has a look of confusion.
you know what?
Continue. Sorry.
Continue,
Go ahead.
continue. We're
Let
sorry.
me own my shit. Let me own my shit. Okay? Let me own my shit.
Oh my God.
I can't play these games. Okay? If me and you doing something, we doing something. We're doing it here, we're doing it now, we're doing it there, we're doing it in front of them, we're doing it me and you. Because I have nothing to hide. If we're doing it, we're doing it. Fine.
Oh.
But that's very difficult in Grenada because when you stop doing it, all of a sudden everybody has something to say. Yes, I was, and no, I ain't. Does it call you?
I don't know, like Giselle, I hang out with a lot of guys. So like people either assume I'm sleeping with all of them or they assume I'm just friends with them. So I be sleeping with like people in between, and either people really don't know anything or like they know because I'm a big mouth, and I'll let you know because I have nothing to hide as well because I've been single since like 2000 and ever. So so I just like say whatever I want. You know, I don't necessarily have to say who it is, but I say I'm sleeping. So honest, I'm telling y'all that I'm like, yeah, that's who. But
Mama,
I do
my-
myself.
yeah, Ro could be stealth. She could be normal. I
Yeah.
mean, she wouldn't be normal to us because we would see it.
Yeah, and I would literally be messaging y'all. And
and
like,
the outside
I don't
people
know what
wouldn't know. But like no, but honestly, like the dating for me, dating not only in Grenada. Let me not say not only in Grenada because I haven't dated anywhere else in many years.
I have.
Dating here right now is full of shit. And let me tell you why. Right? Like Rohan said, she has been single. Giselle has been single for the past how many ever years. So if you're coming at me, family, and I'm saying this with a lot of passion because yeah, if you're coming at me, you have to know that I, Giselle, am a single person. So there's nothing for me to hide. I don't have to do anything. If you are coming at me and you know you have multiple situations, it is on you. It is on you to let me know and let me make my decision, right? Or if you don't want to let me know, keep your ducks in a row.
Let me know.
But the ducks
Because
don't just stay in a row, you know. Them ducks is really
the ducks is not my business. The ducks really aren't that's my stance. Ducks aren't my business.
The
You see
ducks
the duck farmer,
We
need
talking
to
about birds.
understand, yeah, the birds and them. Duck farmers need to understand that they have to do what they have to do. If you're coming at a person like me, or if you're coming at a person like Rohan, or if you're coming at a person like Ayana, we are all single females. So if you're calling me, you know that I could answer. If you know I can't, let's not do that one. That one is quite recent. But yeah, if you know you have things happening, then
Rohan had to zoom in on that.
then sort yourself out. Nah, it's real.
Oh
Honestly,
God.
it's real hard because guys figure that they have to lie to you or they have to do certain things in order to get you to be willing to do certain things with them. When really and truly, there are a lot of females, there are a lot of women who are okay with knowing the truth and making their decision. You tell me, hey, I have a girl, but I want to lie with you. I could say
I want
no.
you to be part of my commune, you know?
Yeah, I could say no and be
This
like,
girl said
nah,
commune.
nah.
Yeah.
But
Or
see
I
me
could be
looking up.
like
Get picked up on
Rohan
the community
saying,
bus.
you know, let me be part of the commune. Let me be
She
part of
said,
the
"Come,
cult.
should we?"
I have willingly gotten into, I mean, I didn't know at first, but like I've willingly gone into something. I mean, I still feel bad about it. You know, my karma's still playing out. But like I was happy that he eventually told me so at least I could know and make my own decisions.
Manage yourself accordingly.
Yeah, you know, so I could like
Yeah,
I can know when we're out, I'm far away from you because I'm not trying to make anything difficult. But I mean, he was a fuckboy extraordinaire. So like he didn't even care about you and yell, dum dum.
oh,
I think people don't understand that people are grown enough to handle the truth and
Yeah.
let me make my decision. I think it's
And
also
But
fear
the
from
thing is,
like,
other
if I,
sides,
huh?
when you finish, I'm gonna share another side to the same type of scenario.
Yeah.
yes,
So, I
ma'am.
mean, I was saying people are, so there's two sides of this, right? There's one where, regardless of man, woman, it's just people are afraid to say the truth because they think that the person can't handle the truth.
Mhm.
But the
That's very true.
other side of that, right? And I think that's ridiculous because then you rob the person of choice, right? What if the person's like, hey, I'm doing the same thing, but I want to still get to know you, right? I didn't
just
decide because there's not people out here that want to get married. Not everyone wants to get married and do their thing. That people just want to, you know, have
enjoy it.
fun. But then there's the other side of that of if I tell this person and I gave them the choice of deciding to stay or not to stay, that person who's telling them the truth has a fear of that person's going to decide not to stay. It has
And
nothing to do with that person can't handle the truth. It has to do with that person has now decided their choice and their decision and they're not going to stay. And I think that's what people get afraid of too. So just don't rob people of their choices, man. Like there's so many things
I've
people can improve
I've
on.
told guys like I'm good to go. Like it's okay. You don't have to lie to me. And they'll be like, no, I'm absolutely not lying to you, like this is not my situation. That's not it, and like lie, but I'm like, no, I'm telling you, like, it's cool. Except that I'm telling you, like, let's do this and stop lying.
Yeah.
Why are you lying?
The
Take my
lying, you see, the lying is what gets to me because then I think that that's what everybody else is about. I've said this to y'all before. I could respect a fuck boy, right?
yeah.
I could respect a fuck boy because a fuck boy comes in with his fuck self. He comes in and he tells you, I have a girl, but I want to fuck with you. And you stand there and you're either like, I don't think so, or you're like, okay. If you say, I don't think so, my boy is very good. He would skip along to the next person. If you say, okay, no problem, then he will fuck with you. But you see, it was your decision all the time. I
Mhm.
have had people that I know come and say, nah, girl, me and she done. Me in my eye.
Um,
Um, look
the
me in my eye. Me in
Who
my
did me
eye.
in
Me in my
KFC drive through? He
good
and
up
his
eye. In KFC drive through 2 days later, who rolling up to lime in the same lime that everybody liming with, but he and the girl, and he could only just sit down and be like,
oh, toot toot.
I think
okay.
also I think we also limit what relationships we limit ourselves, and we limit our own view of what relationships can look like. We
Definitely.
think that relationships can only be one way. And there are times when, okay, so there's a first part that's difficult, where you would have connected with someone at one phase in your life, and you have now entered a different phase in your life and you recognize that you're no longer moving in alignment, your paths are no longer in alignment. You recognize that you do not have that shared interest that brought you together in the beginning, whether it was that you were both in school and that's what it was. Maybe now you're pursuing different careers, or maybe now you just have, you have different end games, or it's just that it's not working anymore. Whatever it is, there is a way to end a relationship with love and move on. But a lot of times, I think in small communities where options are few, you try to hold on to the first thing that you find that feels good. And then you see other things that you think that you like. And sometimes there's this fear of, I don't want to be completely honest with this new person because I want to maintain this immaculate image of myself. I don't want to end things with this other person just in case things don't pan out with that other person, right? And there's this fear of being honest so that you don't lose out. No, that's one kind of thing that happens, I would say, in this small island Caribbean context, where you figure, I need to hold on to this thing. And we also have this idea that we all have this idea of meeting this person and then being able to count, oh, we've been together all of these years, and this badge that you feel, this badge of honor that you think that you earn if you have been together since you were in high school or some shit like that, which is something we have to throw away.
Honestly, I think dating is now what people thought marriage was. People would be together for years and not get married because when you get married, everything changes. Now it's like people want to say we talking and yet I'm a good sister and I'm a good brethren and we're doing everything else. But we don't have any labels, because when you put a label on it, it kind of changes. And I mean, it's very true. Some people get, different in relationships and so on. I could understand that. But for me personally, I have reached the age where, not even just the age, this stage in my life where, then if you're making groceries with me, if you come into my house and you could operate things without me being around, if you know the sound of my doorbell, if you know what is inside, shut up, Rohan. If you know what the inside of my fridge looks like, if you know where
the
to
inside of your
go.
fridge, yo. I thought you were gonna say something else.
I know. I mean, if you know what that look like. Anyway, if you know where, if you can go and you come into my house and you say I'm gonna take a 5 on your bed, for if you can do all of those things, right? You could hold my hand. You can hit me up and say, yo, what's your opinion on this? Can you read this over for me? Can you do all of these things, right? Then what is so wrong with saying, yo, we're doing something a little bit more than just hanging out? That's my thing. And that's for girls, that's for fellas and for women too, because there are women who's like, me, I don't, that is not my man. I just get money from him. They do the same. We do the same things. I mean, not us personally, because we struggle.
I don't take nobody money.
We just struggle. We just struggle. You understand? So like, it is the ghetto, because like nobody wants to be fully honest, and is as I mean, for somebody like
Nobody
me,
wants to be fully on board. Everyone is afraid of getting their heart broken.
their heart hurts. Yeah.
That, like I said at the beginning, you have to be willing. Unfortunately, you have to be willing to get hurt and hope that you don't. But you really, I'm that person that really, and it's sad, but I'm that person that believes in giving people chances, betting on myself. I'll take a chance. This nigga will probably break my heart, but I will always proceed from a place of genuine love. I'll treat you good. I have a friend that calls herself a serial monogamous, and I like the term. I think I can learn new ways, but I also know that I don't have the bandwidth to date multiple people, right? And that's just me knowing myself. What I do know is I would ideally love to meet a partner who can play with me, not emotionally. I mean, we can go on these streets, we can flirt with each other and other people and appreciate the fact that we are two sexy human beings, and we can go home and appreciate the fact that this sexy human being is your sexy human being, that at the end of the day, that's kind of what most of us want, to be able to be playful, to enjoy the fact that our person is wanted by us, to enjoy the fact that our person is attractive, and to enjoy the person that our person recognizes our value and is willing to communicate their needs to us and appreciate and listen to our needs, and just be honest wherever we are in this in the phase of our relationship, because from the time you start talking, you're kind of in relation. You might not be in relationship, but you're in some sort of relation. So from jump, being able to communicate, being able to express your needs, being able to say very clearly what it is that you're looking for, being able to say what you don't like and what you want, and also being able to not take relationship things from someone who you don't want to be in a relationship.
That you're not in a relationship with. I'll finish for you. Not take relationship things from someone that you're not in a relationship with. However, because the dating thing is such a wide thing, and of course there are people who are in a committed relationships like B, who hasn't had a chance to speak very much because we were ranting and raving about how ghetto the cesspool is. There are things
Obviously,
that
it's
we
not
can
so
go
bad.
we could go into like how dating still extends into relationships and stuff. However, this has been longer than we intended. And I do believe that we can continue this particular topic into our next episode, if y'all don't mind, because I think it's very heavy.
Very wide.
It is wide. I mean, I'm very sure that people are still sending in their little stories and they would love to. They just didn't have the time to do so today. We did send it out a little bit, short notice for persons. So we can give them the opportunity to still send in their dating stories, and of course get the opinion of B, who is happily engaged.
Yay,
It doesn't mean I didn't go through the ghetto of dating. So
And yeah, but there's
But,
also
I mean,
the fact that dating continues even after that. You
but
still have
also
to date
please
a person.
evidence that there's hope. Even though we have to go through shit, the point is you have to be willing to take a chance on yourself and take a chance on someone else. And it might be garbage for a long time, but then one day it all starts making sense with the right person.
One day you meet somebody who's willing to sing, I am so obsessed. Only.
I feel like we need a TikTok.
Only. We
I feel like y'all need to stop.
May make a man sing.
Listen, I can sing song Tuesday.
You open your mouth and see what happens here. Here today, so ma'am.
Ooh.
Anyway, I will take this opportunity to remind you guys that we are the ladies of Straight No Chaser. You can follow us on Instagram at Straight No Chaser.
Dot
podcast.
podcast.
Go to the link in our bio, which will send you directly to Anchor. And our podcast is available on Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. We will be available on YouTube very soon with the video version of it, so you can see our faces finally. And of course, we want to big up our friends who could not be with us tonight. So, hey, Kemi, Dr. Amanda, and Smugs, Smugs Fit, we love you. Hopefully that you guys will have enough time to come and jump in and give in your 2 cents on this whole dating scenario. And of course, we could, extend it to relationships and so on. I do want to shout out to Jackie of Pink Reel, along with Carl and Renelle, who were instrumental in recording the very first one that we did. And of course, our friend Daryl at Doc Vision for doing our edits and stuff for us. It's a plug. It's a shameless plug because all of us, we do things. And so we're important and we need to, share that stuff. Of course, big up to Rohan and the Curly Tails. She has this new venture that she's going on. So please make sure to follow her on her page and just look for us all over the place. We are here for you. This is a safe space. If you have anything that you want to hear us speak about, DM us.
And we won't bash men all the time. I'm sorry.
We won't bash men all the time. Like, I mean,
bashing Somalia woman too, because honestly, Somalia
you stink.
I'm not saying that, but I like guys. I hope guys like me too. Only I can never even the only. Look at that, only. Even now,
Diana's gonna
If
kill
you're
all
not
of us
looking
today.
at the video, please know that I am not singing. I am also not dancing because Giselle ain't shit.
I definitely am not, but I am the shit along with all of my friends. We are beautiful people. So, guys, that is it for us today. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us. Remember,
Bye.
follow
Bye,
us at
all.
straightnochaser.podcast. One more cheers before we go.
I have
You
nothing.
have no more drink left?
Just
I've refilled mine.
Cheers.
cheers.
Bye, friends.
High
Clink,
five.
clink.
Great. Bye, everybody.
Bye.